Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a John Doe. Forgive me if my voice sounds kind of bad. I am home alone today and I've got the music blasting. I've been singing till it like bounces and echoes off the walls for a while now, so I don't have much of my voice left. Yeah, I don't think I could ever live in an apartment because my poor neighbors, right? So today we have a John Doe found September 10th, 1981. Estimated age is 15 to 19. Estimated PMI 5 years. Estimated age group adult pre-20. 5'6" estimated, 160 pounds estimated. Found in Chaffee County. Scattered bones. Blue jeans size 33, 31. Green and brown corduroy jacket and several books of matches. One from Plaza Bowling in Illinois, which I had wondered if, was there a bowling alley in Springfield, Illinois, in the airport? And what was the name of it? If there was, and where was Plaza Bowling? Which city was it in? One matchbook is from Eugene Hoaster Insurance Company in Pennsylvania. You, you know, that was a long time ago. I wonder if they checked with the Plaza Bowling yet. And if they checked with Eugene Hoaster Insurance Company in Pennsylvania to see if they recognized who this might be. They were discovered near Clear Creek with this John Doe on September 10th, 1981. Additional bones were found in the area in 1986 and determined to be likely more remains of the same individual. Likely? I mean, does that mean they were about the same height and weight, or did they do a DNA test? Or, I mean, likely? I don't know. I don't get that. That confuses me. It makes me wonder if they could have been somebody, if there was a possibility they could have been from somebody else. I mean, what does likely mean? One or both hands not recovered. Okay, so that's the same information that we already read. And here is a artist rendering of what he may have looked like. It's a small picture. So, and we're going to look at some missing persons now. So we have missing Michael Ray Askren from Rosemead, California, August 6, 1981, 17 years old. 1981. Okay. 5'7", 145 pounds. He was last seen at home. The investigation revealed that the missing person may have been the victim of foul play and is being handled by LA County Homicide Bureau. Brown hair, brown eyes, prior break in left elbow that causes elbow to bow, pierced left ear, scar from hernia operation, blue-green pants and gray shirt. We have Joseph Myers, Illinois, February 21st, 1981, 17 years old, 5'3" to 5'5". I'm not going to read all of this because I have a lot of tabs. You can pause it and read if you want to. Brown hair, blue eyes. Wearing blue jeans and corduroy coat. Wait. Corduroy jacket and blue jeans. Who is that? Joseph Myers from Illinois was wearing blue jeans and a corduroy coat, and he was 17. Which is interesting to me because that was in February. Okay, what's interesting to me about that is we have Oscar Joseph McNear went missing June 27th, 1981, maybe May. He moved to Castle Rock, Colorado. I think it was in May, and he wasn't heard from again from his family. But he was 6 foot tall, and he was 30 years old, so he was even though he has a similar look to this John Doe to me, very similar to the skull. That's why I wonder if it couldn't be more than one person because of his similar look to the skull of how they did it. But anyway, he was last seen near Pike National Forest in Castle Rock. He disappeared with his girlfriend. The couple were from Springfield, Illinois. And I thought maybe that matchbook could have been like from the bowling alley in the airport. If they took the airplane, they might have driven. I don't know. But investigators believe they were shot to death in an argument with two men from Springfield, Illinois. And so they've been looking for them. They haven't found their remains. And then this gentleman is from Illinois. And he's wearing blue jeans and a corduroy jacket. But a corduroy jacket could have been common then, right? So I don't know. All right, so the next one I have is Chris Michael Jennings, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, 16 years old, 5'7". Last seen in Idaho. He was an active 4-H. Remember, last known to be with the North Idaho State Fair. So he might have been traveling. He left and it's believed he was headed to a party. His family never saw him again. So probably something happened to him in Idaho when he went to the party. Brown hair, brown eyes. So probably in Coeur d'Alene because it don't sound like he was traveling right then. Tom Ray Starkle, Palmdale, Florida, 19 years old, 5'6", 650 pounds. December 5th, 1979. He was last seen in Palmdale, California. He was seen leaving his girlfriend's home. Evidence showed he arrived at his apartment that night. He was driving a dark green Firebird with Nevada plates. His car was recovered 2 weeks later with another driver. The car was pulled over coming back into California from Nevada. The driver was arrested, held about 2 weeks, and they released him. Strawberry blonde hair, green eyes. And then there's some more information. They found a handgun under the driver's seat, and in the trunk of the car was his jacket. The pink slip to the car had been signed over by Tom to Craig. Craig Moore was the driver, and he was never arrested. I mean, well, he was arrested, but they let him go, so he was never charged or anything. And then we have Robert Keck, Coopersville, Pennsylvania, 16 years old, June 30th, 1979. 5'7", 140, 150 pounds. Last seen walking down Coopersburg Road toward the town of Coopersburg at 1 p.m. Planned to visit his girlfriend's house, which was located about 2 miles from his home. He never arrived. He's never been heard from again. He was not carrying any money at the time. He did not have a history as a runaway, and nothing was amiss in his life. Robert told his mother before he left their home that he expected to find a ride with someone later in the day. His family members told authorities that he often received car rides with friends and walked to his destinations as he was not a licensed driver. He did not have a learner's permit. Strawberry blonde hair, hazel eyes. And there's a silver chain with a white cross. Next one, Ronald David Kruska, California, October 10th, 1978, 18 years old, 5'7". He was hitchhiking home down I-5, last seen in LA. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. Has some tattoos they're talking about in his clothing. Okay. Ricky Lee Enix, Monroe City, Missouri, June 30th, 1977, 5'7". Left home with a stranger, according to family members, it said, in a vehicle with Illinois plates. He did not take any personal belongings with him, and this is in June, and told his father he would be back soon. The family has not heard from him since. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. So, Stephen Lee Murphy, Oklahoma, 5'2" to 5'7". Just walked away, and that's told his uncle not to worry about him. Brown hair, blue eyes. That sounds so strange to me. Donald Wayne Sharp from Ohio, 1976, 18 years old, 5'6" to 5'10". Went camping alone in Ohio. Took a book bag, some clothes, writing papers, his violin. His brothers went to pick him up, and I guess he wasn't there. Lived in Kentucky at the time. He hasn't been seen or heard from since. Sandy hair and blue eyes. Michael, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, from Texas, July 20th, 1975, 17 years old. Last heard from when he made a long-distance phone call from Texas to his parents in New Mexico. He told me he had car trouble. He'd be home later. The call was made from a payphone booth. His vehicle that he found was found abandoned in the desert in New Mexico. No sign of him. Brown hair, green eyes. No idea what happened to him. Chipped upper tooth. Gregory Evans, 1975, 15 years old, Oregon, 5'6", missing with his brother, who lived in Lincoln City. They helping him move to Washington. They never showed up. Had a job interview. One had a job interview. One was to go to school, return, and they found the vehicle on a roadside bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Brown hair, brown eyes. Brian Page, Portland, Oregon, 1975, 16 years old, 5'6". He left a party in Oregon. He's never been seen or heard from since. His vehicle's never been found. Light brown hair, brown eyes. Let's see. Danny Jones, Texas, 15 years old, 1974, 5'5". Last seen, it doesn't really give us any information about what happened to him. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. 15 years old. Roger Day, Maine, 14 years old, 1973, 5'7". Last seen at his home making comments that he wanted to go to the fair. Never seen or heard from him again. They don't know if he actually went to the fair. Brown hair, hazel eyes. Wow. New York, Mitchell Weiser, 16 years old, 5'7". Him and a female companion were on their way to a music concert in Watkins, New York, and neither one of them's been heard or seen from since. Brown hair, hazel eyes. Wonder if they were hitchhiking. Christopher Brian Wells, Seattle, Washington, 16 years old, 1972, 5'7". It doesn't give us any information whatsoever. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. Really doesn't tell us anything about his disappearance. Earl Joggers, Missouri, 1972, 15 years old, 5'7" or 5'9". Left home with a 30-year-old male, name unknown, and high school friend, Geraldine Hurst. Geraldine was found alive in California. How did Geraldine get to California, and what happened to Earl? And who was this other person? So he's 15 years old, brown hair, blue eyes. No idea what happened to him. Red convertible. Last one I have is David Yeager, Louisiana, 1971, 5'6" to 5'8". walking to a college when he disappeared. It's believed he may have been hitchhiking, but no one ever saw him at the college, and he hasn't been seen since. He may have been wearing black pants and an off-white shirt. Black hair, brown eyes. Huh. So if you have any information about who this John Doe might be, or what happened to any of those missing persons, because please remember that each one of these people have loved ones, friends, family members who have no idea what happened to them. Here they're wondering what happened to their loved one. They don't have closure or even close to closure. They've never been able to even scatter their ashes, much less have a proper funeral. So if you have any information, even if you feel like it's hearsay, something you heard somebody else talking about, you're not sure if the authorities have the information, you're not sure if the information is relevant, you're not sure if it's important, you're not even sure if it's true, please contact authorities, let them know, let them decide what is important and what's relevant. Don't forget to pray for each of these people's loved ones and their family members. Feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.